let's just jump right in. The old playbook, the one we all used for career success, it's done. Obsolete. So today, we're here to install a major upgrade, a whole new strategy for 2026 that's all about helping you not just survive, but actually thrive in a world powered by AI. This is about finally moving past that constant feeling of burnout and building a smarter, more integrated way of working.
Our upgrade is going to happen in 5 key stages. First, we'll diagnose the massive system crash that was 2025. Then, we'll introduce you to the powerful new hardware that's changing the whole game. After that, we'll install a new operating system to manage it all, figure out what our core apps, our essential human skills are, and finally, we'll look at the ultimate payoff, a state of true work-life harmony.
So, first things first. Before we can appreciate the upgrade, we have to understand what went wrong. We need to look back at the system overload that really defined 2025. And believe me, this wasn't just about people feeling a little tired. It was a fundamental system failure. Now get ready for this number because it's pretty alarming. A look back at 2025 showed that a staggering 90%, 90, of employees reported experiencing symptoms of burnout. That's not a trend, that's a full-blown crisis. Just take a second and do a quick gut check. That feeling of being totally drained all the time, of being pulled in a million different directions at once. Does any of that sound familiar? For most of us, I'm guessing the answer is a big yes. And this right here perfectly illustrates why burnout wasn't just about working long hours. Nope, it was a symptom of a totally broken system. You had always-on communication, creating this constant pressure cooker. You had blunt force automation that was so poorly integrated it actually created more work. And all of that led to this massive friction between work and life, which was a factor in over half of all employee turnover. Okay, so that's the problem. Pretty grim. Let's shift gears and talk about the solution, starting with some brand new hardware. I want you to meet your new AI coworker. And listen, this is not just another app you have to manage. This is a completely different class of technology called agentic AI. So here's the absolute key. Agentic AI is autonomous. It's goal-driven. Unlike the chatbots and tools we're used to, it doesn't just sit there waiting for a prompt. You give it an objective, a goal, and it figures out all the steps, uses the tools it needs, and carries out the entire plan with very, very little handholding from you. The upgrade is really this simple. We're moving from reactive, single-step AIs to proactive, goal-driven agents. I mean, think about it this way. Traditional AI is kind of like a helpful intern you have to constantly guide. But agentic AI, that's a digital coworker that you can hand a whole project to, and it'll see it through from start to finish. And hey, this isn't science fiction. This stuff is happening right now. We're talking about 2 AI agents working together to build a whole app in just 90 minutes. We're seeing an agent reroute a massive supply shipment around a hurricane, saving a company almost $500,000. These aren't just small, simple tasks. These are complex, high-value workflows being automated. It's incredible. Okay, having powerful new hardware is really exciting, but it's pretty much useless without a modern operating system to run it, right? So now, we need to install your personal WorkLife OS, a strategic framework to help you manage your life and actually leverage this new tech effectively. I absolutely love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. If you're organized, if you have a system, AI is a superpower. But if you're chaotic, well, AI just makes that chaos bigger and faster. The real difference maker is having your own personal system in place before you start delegating things to an AI. So how do you actually build one? Well, August Bradley's Pillars, Pipelines, and Vaults framework is a brilliant model to start with. Your pillars are your why, the big important areas like your health, your finances, or your career growth. Your pipelines are your how, the specific systems like a weekly review or project management that turn your goals into actual actions. And your vaults are your what, basically a digital library of articles and notes that make sure you're always learning and building on what you already know. Okay, so we've got our new hardware installed and we have a new operating system running. That leads to a really critical question. What is the human's role in all of this? What are our core irreplaceable apps in this new ecosystem? This right here is the single most important question every single professional should be asking themselves. If an AI agent can handle the execution, the how, then your value has to shift. It's no longer about doing the work. It's about thinking, deciding, creating, and leading. And here are the answers. These are the human power skills that are fast becoming the new currency in your career. An AI can crunch data, sure, but it can't understand nuance. It can generate text, but it can't truly innovate. And it certainly can't lead a team with empathy or make a tough ethical judgment call. These are the skills that complement AI. They don't compete with it. All of this leads to a fundamental shift in our professional identity. You are no longer the manual doer, the person checking off the tasks. Your new role is the AI orchestrator. You're the strategic mind who designs the systems, sets the goals, and guides the AI agents to get the result you want. And we're already seeing this happen in the real world, in the job market. Roles like AI integration strategist and human AI workflow designer are popping up, and they're thriving. And these aren't just for tech people. They're strategy roles that live right at that intersection of human insight and machine capability. This is the optimistic path forward for sure. So let's bring it all home. Let's talk about the ultimate payoff. We started this whole conversation with the problem of burnout. This entire upgrade, the new hardware, the new OS, the new skills, it's all designed to deliver a far more sustainable and, honestly, more fulfilling result. What we're talking about is a true paradigm shift. We have to completely abandon that old failed idea of work-life balance. Let's be honest, it was a zero-sum game that treated our work and our life like they were enemies. The new model is work-life harmony, where everything is part of one single synergistic system. Your personal growth fuels your professional success, and your professional success fuels your personal growth. And you don't just have to take my word for it. The data backs this up completely. Just look at the difference here. Employees at companies that actually invest in these kinds of holistic wellness programs report dramatically higher levels of well-being, 61% versus just 40% for those without. This isn't some fluffy nice-to-have thing. It's a core performance metric. Investing in yourself has a direct, measurable return. So we'll end on this. We've seen the system failure of the past, and we've gotten a glimpse of the incredible new tools of the future. We've laid out a framework and the skills you're going to need to operate it all. The only question left is the one right here on the screen. Is your personal operating system ready for an upgrade?